What's up, folks? Your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to do a Raw recap. We open up with the Shield coming out through the crowd, making their way to the ring. Roman Reigns says he has no regrets from last night's match. He thanks his Shield brethren and says that he wants a match tonight. He then talks up Seth's match at WrestleMania. Then Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns leave the ring, leaving Seth Rollins with a microphone. Seth Rollins starts up his promo but is immediately interrupted by Paul Heyman. Heyman talks up Brock Lesnar, but Seth Rollins points out how Brock almost got beat by Finn Bálor, AJ Styles, and Daniel Bryan. He then goes on to tell Paul Heyman that he will be beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Heyman then goes on to run his mouth as only he could. We then see a small video package of Brock Lesnar. Heyman says that Seth Rollins doesn't know Brock Lesnar, and then Rollins is attacked from behind by Shelton Benjamin. This then brings us to our first match, Shelton Benjamin versus Seth Rollins. This was actually a pretty good match with the exception of Paul Heyman running his mouth at commentary. There was a good bit of back and forth with Shelton Benjamin having the lion's share of it, but Seth Rollins riles up, gets a curb stomp to win the match. Our next match is Finn Bálor versus Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental title. For the WWE not having any more rematch clauses, we seem to be having this match quite a bit. Finn Bálor starts to set up for the coup de grace when all of a sudden the bell rings. We turn to the timekeeper's spot and Lio Rush is sitting there ringing the bell. This distracts Finn Bálor. Lio Rush tries to attack. He gets kicked off the ring, tries to springboard onto Bobby Lashley and eats a spear. Bobby Lashley gets the pin and is now the new IC champion. We then have Ronda Rousey coming out to the ring, followed by a recap of Fastlane, where Rousey calls a disqualification in the Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch match. Rousey runs down the crowd, calling them all bandwagon bitches, and then finishes it by saying that she will embarrass Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Dana Brooke comes out. She tells Ronda Rousey that she will not stand there while Rousey disrespects the WWE, the WWE Universe, and the women's locker room. She tells Rousey that she wants a shot at the title. Rousey then beats down Dana Brooke, but stops short of giving her the armbar, telling the crowd if she wants to see it, they're going to have to pay $60. I'm thinking she's forgetting what the subscription rate for the WWE network is. The refs come out to break everything up. Ronda Rousey slaps one of the refs down, grabs her title, and walks up the ramp. We then have Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. This is a good match. Aleister Black and Ricochet are still having a good showing. Aleister Black hit the Black Mass kick onto Bobby Roode to get the pin. After the match, as Black and Ricochet are walking up the ramp, they're jumped by the Revival. So I'm pretty much going to be guessing this is going to be our match next week. We then have our moment of sleep with Alexa Bliss. She says she's going to be announcing the host at WrestleMania. We then have a short video package revealing that Alexa Bliss will be the host of WrestleMania. Somehow, I thought she was, I think she was cleared for wrestling. She's not really doing anything. I don't think she's hurt, but why haven't we used her? Except for these boring ass moments. We then have a backstage segment where Braun Strowman is given a car by the cast of Saturday Night Live, to which he quickly tears apart. It's supposed to look like a Camaro, but after he kicks the bumper off, it definitely doesn't look like a Camaro. We then go back to the ring where Elias is wasting a whole bunch of time, to which he's interrupted by No Way Jose. He comes out to the ring with the conga line, gets jumped by Elias. Then we have another Lacey Evans drive-by. As she's walking backstage, she's passed by Nia Jax and Tamina, and Nia Jax just straight off blows her off. Jax and Tamina are sitting in the ring. Natalya comes out and she talks about trust with her friends. And this brings on our next match. Nia Jax versus Natalya with Beth Phoenix and Tamina at ringside. This is a quick waste of a match. Tamina grabs Natalya's leg and then Beth Phoenix gets in the ring and jumps Nia Jax, causing a disqualification.
Bruh. What the fuck?
Okay. Alright. Nia Jax and Tamina go out to the gorilla position and get jumped by Sasha Banks and Bayley. This is one big tragic of a segment. Triple H comes out. He starts hollering for Batista. Batista comes out being followed by security. After a bit of silence, Triple H tells Batista, are you going to stand there like a nose ring model or are you going to come into the ring? Batista says he's learned from the two dirtiest players in the game, Triple H and Ric Flair. He goes on to say that we're going to do this on his terms and to give him what he wants. Triple H says he's not going to give him anything, that he's going to come down there and tear through the Guardians of the Independent scene and then kick his ass. After a whole bunch of yelling and slobbering, it's finally come down that we're going to have our match, Batista versus Triple H at WrestleMania, and Triple H goes on to say that it's going to be a no-holds-barred match. Kurt Angle then comes out to address his future. He says that he'll be wrestling his final match at WrestleMania, but being that he's in his hometown, he wants one match there. So our next match will be Kurt Angle versus Apollo Crews. This is an match, nothing really spectacular. Kurt Angle won with the Angle Slam. Meh. For as much as I like Kurt Angle and everything he's done, this match was a little bit on the hard side to watch. It almost felt like he was just trotting along, and yeah, it didn't have good pacing. So we then have Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. Roman Reigns comes out to the ring, and he's attacked from behind by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre beats him down, gets him out into the ring, gives him 2 Claymore kicks, one of them being up against the ring post. The officials come out, a doctor comes out, Seth Rollins comes out, they're checking up on him, and they walk him into the backstage area. Backstage, the Shield escort Roman Reigns over to the trainer's room. Dean Ambrose approaches Triple H and says that he wants Drew McIntyre in a match right now, no DQ, no count out, falls count anywhere. Triple H says, hell yeah, you're on. So that's our final match of the night, Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre, again. Right from the start, Dean Ambrose takes it to Drew McIntyre up on the ramp. They fight it out into the crowd, up onto the concourse, back down to ringside, back out into the crowd, over the river and through the woods, back up onto the ramp. Drew McIntyre stabs a pencil into Ambrose's face and then slams him twice into the LED board, jams him into the guardrail, and gives him a Claymore kick and pins him. Ambrose is getting up onto his feet, and Drew McIntyre gives him one more Claymore kick as we end tonight's Raw. Surprisingly, this was actually a good Raw. I'm surprised. Two other things I forgot to mention during Raw. That Harlem Heat was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and everybody go play your numbers because Brock Lesnar is going to be at Raw next week. But outside of all that, like I said, it was a good Raw, surprisingly. And we'll have to see if SmackDown can either even it out or do better. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what started tonight's Raw, what started this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.